broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh, yeah!
Yes! Look at you stealing my oh yeah! Who do you think you are? What is happening?
I had to.
Oh, we are back. We missed you guys last week with the holidays. We hope you all had a very great holiday. We are back, season 7, episode 10, Shark Tank, with your AfterBuzz review. Okay, here we go. We've got a special guest in the house.
Oh.
Thanks, guys. Ripped him a new one, and he decided to get on a plane to come to Los Angeles from New York to prove us wrong and show us that a fresh sheet, is that how I say it?
Yes,
fresh
ma'am.
sheet is not hole prone, and that this is something that everybody should be using. So we've got Maxwell in the house. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Give him a hand.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, if people want to tweet you along the way, where can they do that?
So you can tweet us at a fresh sheet. That's AFRESHEET. And should I give him my personal?
yeah, do
why
it.
not?
So it's gonna be Maxwell MH. Oh God, I messed that up.
MH.
MAXWELLHCOHEN. So it's Maxwell H. Cohen.
All right,
Okay.
Maxwell.
Nice.
That's my name.
And then we are missing one of my favorite people in the world, Guy David, tonight. But we've got the lovely, the beautiful, the gorgeous.
Why, thank you.
Pump her up. How you doing, Zoe? How you doing?
Well, I'm good after that intro for sure.
I'll
Take it.
Please.
I know.
aim to
Thank
please.
you. I appreciate that. If we could do this every night. You know.
Hey, man, just call me. You got my
So-
number.
So you guys can tweet me or Instagram me or wherever you want to find me. I'm at Zoe Said What. That's ZoeSaidWhat. Yay!
Oh,
Yay
nice
is
little
not
yay
part of
there.
the
She
answer.
Done that
had.
before.
Yeah, yay is not part of it.
Little
I threw that
yay.
in for fun.
What about you, Cam Chef?
I was waiting for a lovely
Sorry,
introduction.
I got distracted by my
Dang
phone.
it.
And the
You
most handsome. I don't know if he's available anymore. He's usually found Saturday nights at the Satellite in a very handsome pink flower shirt.
It's well, it's white with pink flowers. But yeah, you can follow me at the Only Cam Chef Twitter and Instagram. Stef Z. Did you tell him your handle yet?
I did not. I was trying to be polite.
Okay.
Or
Well, let's
save
do
the
it.
best for last. You guys can find
Oh!
me at IAMSTEFZ. All right. Well, let's do it. We are gonna hold the phone on last week's episode, and then I think it'd be really interesting because you've had the opportunity to be there and be a part of this. I think we should try and pitch you and turn this, swap the table around and
Yeah.
see on these pitches this week if you would have actually invested if you could.
I'd be more than happy to figure out if I would invest or not.
right.
You know, from what I've seen on the show,
Yeah, we don't know.
kind of painful, but we can make it. You know,
Yeah.
everybody's trying to dream big, and so I don't mind
Yeah.
being the shark for tonight because, you know,
Yeah.
You've got the experience
Because
now.
you were in the tank.
I was in the tank and we got tanked. You know, but rock on.
You know what, man?
You're
It shows-
here.
It shows character that you are here.
Oh, we celebrate everything.
We appreciate that you are here. I've also learned in the past half an hour that you are a New York Jets fan.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I feel like that shapes character in a way.
We also grew up 20 minutes away.
We did, so we're best friends
Oh,
forever.
wow.
And
I grew up about 12 hours away. Does that count for anything?
no. And okay, so tell me about why I want this sheet.
Great. So I'm just gonna do the quick pitch. Of
Do
course.
it.
here we
Do
go.
it.
Actually, I just read it all out at this point. So, a fresh sheet is the world's first and only fitted bed sheet with 7 peel-away disposable top layers. You make your bed once, and then when it gets soiled, we leave that to your discretion of what you want that to mean.
Fair enough.
And you peel off that layer to instantly reveal a brand new layer beneath. You know, I saw a problem in college, and, you know, I come from a family of problem solvers, and so I saw universal weekly hassle. And I said, there has to be an easier way. It's 2015. Next thing you know, a fresh sheet was born. The product is great. It is gorgeous. It's better than the show, you know, described it as. And we're here today to prove a few things. I'm not going to say prove anybody wrong. We're going to prove people right.
So we're kind of
Sure.
like the Mythbusters.
Yeah, we're gonna be the
yeah.
Mythbusters for today.
Nice.
All right,
We're gonna be buzzing around.
Wait,
for
which
Shark Tank.
one of us is gonna try and soil it?
I will.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
There's a table.
We've had some very unusual people asking to soil it for us and give their own
That
testimonies.
is disturbing.
Yes.
Okay, question, because I don't recall, how much does it cost on average for each layer? So what
Great.
does it average out to?
So it averaged out to depending. Oh,
You soiled it.
Soil it.
soil.
Where's the sheet when you need it?
Well, thank God it's waterproof, and that if you do do anything that will include water or any substance in or around water, it will not seep through to the next layer. And
So wait, each sheet is waterproof.
so these 7 layers.
So let's
and
get it going
each-
here.
Oh God.
I feel like we need to open this thing up.
a moment.
Or my phone might die.
Oh God. Alrighty.
We're good.
Nothing
Okay.
seeps through to the next layer is the moral of the story, because if you can imagine, the first question everybody asks, what happens if somebody
Right.
Pees the bed.
pees the bed?
Do you do
What
that a lot
happens
in
to all
college?
the layers?
It happens.
I've never.
It happens to the best of us. I invented this sheet for myself originally.
Right.
So leave that to your
Out of
discretion
need.
also.
I like it.
But and how much is it per layer?
Great. So if you do the breakdown for a twin extra long, so that one's going to be $29.95. That's 7 layers. Comes into around a little over $4 per layer.
Okay.
So it was originally built to go around the laundering process, which uses up to 50 gallons of precious water, bleach and detergents, time, electricity, and money.
Yeah.
And so, after all the costs, it does add up.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't hear you pitch it that way. That it was like environmentally safe
Well,
or environmentally. Did you? And it just got edited out.
It was 55 minutes and cut down to
Yeah.
about 4.5.
I'm, with everything going on, especially here in California with the water, with the drought. I'm very curious to why that didn't make the cut. That's an interesting tidbit.
So it was 55 minutes, and let's just say between us, I guess everybody else who's watching, right?
Between all of us.
We won't tell
Yeah.
anybody.
We're all
Don't
friends.
worry,
Yeah,
we won't
we're
tell
friends.
anybody.
Between the
forever,
50
right?
cameras
Yeah.
here.
What was I even getting to?
Between us, 55 minutes.
So 55 minutes, they cut it into my favor. So that means the rest of the 51 minutes was more brutal than you assumed it to be from watching the
really?
show. I don't know if this is under discretion or if I'm even allowed to say this, but before I went on, as I'm walking, right before I'm walking out, the producer goes, "The Sharks are super cranky right now."
Oh man.
I got him 3:30 on a Sunday afternoon. I understand. We're all. I get it. I get it. It's no excuse whatsoever. Go out there and you imagine me. Hey Sharks. And when somebody's cranky, that's not pleasant. But
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming it on that. The product, should have spoke for itself. I guess we have to do the poke test to prove to everybody out there this thing is soft, this thing is durable, and you cannot poke through it as easily as it seemed on TV. This thing's awesome. It's soft. You guys have to touch it for yourself. Oh, I'm good.
At least it's pretty
Let's
much
do it
empty.
again.
I
Let's
think,
try
I
it.
Do it
think
again.
we're gonna move the
We're
mug.
gonna
from
take
here.
2.
Yeah. All right, let's open this thing up. I want to
Open this thing
layer.
up. So this is a cot size.
Okay.
So the other one is a twin extra long, which fits the standard college dorm room.
Okay.
Twin extra long is why we started with that first, because I started in college. And second, you're forced to buy a twin extra long before you go to college. Nobody owns one before.
Yeah.
They're custom to every college dorm room in America.
Yeah, and you
didn't
told
know
us
that.
beforehand too, exciting news that you have a big deal that you just signed now for this cot size,
Oh, so
right?
as of today, we just got an order for a few thousand of them.
Oh, wow.
Summer camps have been the biggest thing after the show, and even before the show. So I filmed that show 7 months ago.
Wow.
That was when it was still kind of just a concept.
Yeah.
We weren't even in mass production. The first thing they asked me is, how many sales do you have?
Right.
And I go 400, a little over 400. And you guys didn't see it, but they all started cracking up. This is the whole spiel, the whole
Yeah.
thing they do on every episode. And they go, ha, 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 you mean 400,000? And I'm sitting there, oh God, here we go. No, we had 400, and it was a beta test. They didn't show this on TV. I kept explaining it was a beta test to see if it was worth my time to, invest my life into this company. And so those 400 sheets were actually sold in 2 months. And so
that's good.
between you and I, can you imagine inventing something, getting it manufactured overseas, getting it shipped over here, which is more of a hassle than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
And then somebody buying it with their hard-earned money.
Right.
Yeah.
If I just selling one, I'm satisfied. I could quit today. I see on Shark Tank they'll invest in like lipstick just because it smelled good or something. the scalability is not there. There's a certain niche market for that product. This, I get it. I even said on the show, we're not here to compete against 1,000-count cotton or Egyptian, jersey sheets.
Yeah.
We're here for practicality and convenience.
Yeah.
So right now, you guys are going to be the first ones to touch it.
I
pretty
love
much
it.
outside the
Nice.
show. Nobody's touched it before, so you guys, they're not my friends. There's no bias. For all I know,
Wait,
they're
no
going to
one's
say.
touched it. People buy it, but wait, I don't understand.
No, so the newest version.
Oh, this is the newest
The
version.
new
version. This is
song.
actually the one that was on Shark Tank.
Okay.
So, also the one that was on the bed on Shark Tank was the first one. It was the first beta test, the 400 that I was talking about.
Oh.
So the reason I only sold 400 in 2 months is because I got all the feedback from 400 different customers. They said the fitted sheet needed to be stronger, and the top layers needed to be softer. Right? We all knew that. And so I got the feedback. I cut off all supply after 2 months. 400 is good. Good test subject, and it took another 6, 7, 8 months of R&D. So R&D never stops when you have a company. It's always research and development, always looking for improvements. And we took it all. And between us, I think this product is, the answer for, most of the complaints everybody had. And I think we solved it. You'll feel for yourself.
All right, let's
Spread it out and
Let's
touch.
If you would sleep on something
Let's
like
try.
that, or if a little cousin, a little sister,
I got
an
used to that.
elderly. So we also have.
Oh,
You know, it actually kind of reminds me of like a soft airplane blanket.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's that.
it's soft.
it's extremely
It is
soft,
soft.
right?
Yeah.
Super soft.
So can you imagine on the show I'm standing there?
I
I am biased. I
get
get it.
so bad.
But it is soft.
This is a problem here.
Yeah.
Let's just move all the cups.
For the record, I spilled 2 glasses.
This is really soft. I'll give and I would be the first to be like, dude, you're out of your mind.
No, not
It's very soft.
And so you can see there's 2 different materials right
And
here.
for me, I'm the type of person. Can you put this camera down there too? I'm the type of person. I'm not a sheets person. I don't like sheets. So I sleep with just this and
Yeah.
a comforter.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
so
But
we,
that's very like Asian. They don't use a lot of sheets either.
Podcast listeners are like, what is happening?
yeah, we're getting down and dirty right now.
So
We're
this
soiling
comes
sheets.
with the seven
seven
layers
right
on
here.
it. Oh, there it
So yeah,
is.
this is the top of it.
Okay.
There's a designator
Yeah.
that gives you a grip.
Oh right.
So wait, what if you spill shit and it gets in all of them?
So when it is on top of your bed, you guys are making fun of me for saying so also, which is my fault, I understand.
What is it?
Oh, I
did you say?
totally
Yeah,
said that.
yeah,
like
yeah.
every time, I did. I totally
No,
ripped the video
and
on. Love you, me.
I've been working on it, I
Now,
promise.
every time they
I
asked you a
promise,
question,
Mark.
you were like, so?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh, now
wait.
that you bring it up, I remember
Yeah.
that. I hadn't remembered
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, that happened.
We just tell it like it is. We
No.
like you now that you're here. I like you a
Well,
lot.
It was never a question
like
of
you
liking
guys,
you.
too.
It was a question about product.
Oh god, the
Yeah.
only woman that I liked before the show happened was her.
That's right.
She's the one that was on my side during the last show.
Yeah, but we'll see
But
when
who
we
do you
talk
like
about
now?
this week.
But who do you like now? No, I'm kidding.
There's,
No,
there's somebody
okay.
missing, right?
What?
Guys missing.
Yeah, he was the one that
Guy's missing.
Maybe
he
that's
didn't like my I love dog comment. I love dogs.
Yeah.
So that's been my slogan for the past month after the show. It's all
awesome.
hashtag I love dogs.
So wait, so is each
Okay, I
each
don't-
layer is waterproof?
Yeah, I mean, we
Right.
could test it out. We could spill it on purpose instead of me doing it by accident. But you can see, so real quick, the fitted
Wait, I'm gonna
sheet,
do it.
Gorgeous elastic.
Okay, spill it on your end though, just in case.
Just hang on 1 second, because I can't bring that up.
It's okay if we do
How
this?
much are you
Oh,
spilling? I've
spill
got a
as much
full
as you
cup.
want.
I can spill as much as I want.
Wait, I'm gonna put my hand underneath.
I don't have a change of
Underneath
clothes, so
the
this
layer.
really
I'm gonna
doesn't
go
be
spill. I'll go
waterproof.
spill in front of him.
I'm wearing white, so
Well,
watch
I'm in
out.
front of him.
We're spilling here, kids.
All right, let me
We're
narrate this for the
Yeah.
podcast
All right, ready?
listeners. Steph is about to
some
pour the liquid onto the
soils.
sheet.
Soil. So
Oh,
this
wow.
is if
Okay.
a child.
This is a lot of child
That would
pee.
be a lot of
All right,
child.
now I'm gonna reach my
But-
hand under.
100% fact.
It's waterproof.
It's waterproof.
Come on.
It's
I know how to
waterproof.
feel too.
So can you imagine on the show? I read. It's one of those things where you read all the comments.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, what happens to the water?
So the material is highly water absorbent, but also 100% waterproof. So as you can see, about 50% of
It's
the spill did suck into the fabric.
right.
You just happened to spill an obnoxious amount.
Interesting.
I really
Go
like.
big or go home.
You poured a big gulp.
I
And I think I
also.
put my
But
butt
so
in there.
one of the
Camera.
comments, one of the comments, somebody wrote, and on Facebook I could see who you are. It's not like you know.
I wrote it to you?
No. So one
Oh
of the
my
comments
God.
was, did you see how fast he peeled it off? It's definitely not really waterproof.
No,
No,
it's legitimately waterproof.
Legitimately
waterproof.
waterproof, guys.
And we'll keep this on. There's no threshold to the point where it's going to go through. I promise. And so, if this is filmed or if it's just radio, you know,
Both.
the peeling process, if that did happen.
Okay.
So imagine this is taut on top of your bed. It is perfectly
Right.
fitted
Sure.
to the point where
Right.
it's gorgeous. And so it makes it super easy for you to peel it off. And you just right down the seam, as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Oh wow, I gotta try.
She's doing the poke test without asking.
Without asking.
And what finger is that?
My middle, my pointer.
But let's get it for the record how hard she just tried to do
it's
that.
definitely not. You definitely
Yep,
won't.
you got it.
You definitely can't poke it through. Like I gave it my all.
Okay.
No, but we're all gonna try.
Are
She
we
has
all?
sharp nails for the record. Come,
Okay.
push, 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 push.
No, this is, yeah, I don't know how she poked
Wait,
through
so
it.
where's the
She
seam
made it
at?
look so easy on TV.
She did. Oh, yeah.
Everything's
It
easy
takes
on
a lot
TV.
of work. Boy. Okay, and for people who are listening,
Where's
We're
the
all
seam
trying
at?
to
I gotta
poke
try to
hard.
rip.
So the rip is on this side.
Yeah,
Feel
you-
free.
Oh, it's only
I
on
mean,
this side. Okay.
honestly,
Here.
if you did that with a lot of sheets,
But see,
Oh,
Yeah,
it would
this
rip through. Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna do it.
you're gonna do what?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It won't rip easily.
It won't.
I don't
And
think so.
It
no.
won't rip easily. Like
No.
if we did that with any sheet and like who's gonna sit there with their sheet and try and do that?
Right.
number one?
Rip a hole in it.
They're
right.
just
Only
trying to
people
find
that have
a
very
problem.
odd nightmares
Yeah, can you
are
imagine me
poking their
standing
holes.
there? And,
Yeah.
You know, I know for a fact you can't poke through, and she just poop and uh-oh.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
interesting. This is interesting.
So what did you think at the time then?
So at the time, I was explaining before the show that, you know, the only 5 people that have ever really spoken down about their product happened to be in front of 7 million people.
Yeah.
New York City, you know, I have great mentors in New York City. Some of the biggest businessmen. I go on the street and ask homeless people all the way up to the biggest business people in the game, because I care about everybody's opinion, even when it comes to my packaging. You know, I'll go to a homeless man and say, "Do you understand what this is?" Within 12 seconds of looking at it, and then you go, you know, everybody in between. You get a college student, you get an elderly person, but we've had people from, you know, toddlers all the way up to 90 years old sleep on one of these. My grandfather sleeps on one.
I would sleep on this.
Yeah.
It seems
sleep on
very
it.
comfortable.
Definitely.
Especially
I'm
in
not even
college.
just saying that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it seems more comfy than a sheet.
Wow.
Doesn't
It's
it? Like,
it's just
the
like
same.
simpler than a sheet. I don't feel
no, but you know what I mean.
like
a
part of the
sheet
problem.
is like cotton. It feels
That's
more
what I mean.
cozy.
Part of the problem
Yeah,
that
But it
I
feels like you're wearing a fleece instead of a
I get
jersey.
too hot in sheets. I feel like this would be the problem. Like with this, I feel like this would be good, because it seems to be like a more
Oh, you think this
simple
would-
surface. I
Right.
feel like I don't know. It feels comfortable.
If you put it,
It
all
does feel
together as a
comfy.
package for instant satisfaction for a universal weekly hassle,
yeah.
it makes great sense.
Is,
Yeah.
it, is
exactly.
the idea that so what's this? I mean, I understand the 7 days a week. I'm not trying to say that, but was the idea that like how long should one of these last an average person?
Great. So average, a doctor recommends to be a sanitary human to change your sheets every 7 to 10 days.
Really?
Yep.
Whoa.
What? Wait a second.
Zoe, you dirty.
Hang on a second.
I'm dirty.
Wait a second.
I knew it. I knew she was
Doctors Doctors recommend 7 to 10 days.
7 to 10 days.
That's crazy.
Well, so here's the fun statistic.
I change my underwear that often. You kidding me?
I'm not
If you don't change
surprised.
your sheets for 10 days, it's like wearing the same. If you don't change your sheets for a month, it's like wearing the same pair of clothes for 10 days.
Okay, so
I have nothing to say
how
to
much
that,
is
but
about
I-
2.5 years?
So that would be 300.
I
Wow.
wash my sheets once a week.
You do?
Once a week?
Oh,
That's such a hassle.
I mean,
It's such
I
a hassle, but-
personally don't do it, but
Oh, well.
Oh, I see.
someone
I see.
comes and
Yeah.
washes my
That's-
sheets once a
That's
week.
good. That works.
so the coolest
Okay,
part is,
well, that's different.
and
They
so
get washed.
Yeah, well, that's different.
the only other radio show I've done was Martha Stewart. I was on her
Oh,
living
interesting.
series.
Did she try and poke a hole in it?
So she
met
did
Martha?
not try and poke a hole in it, but it was the same situation as this. And you know, I use her testimony. It was super soft. You know, Business Insider article just came out, and everybody has this perspective of it where you can poke through it, that it feels like paper and it's not soft.
Definitely doesn't feel like paper.
No.
So you know,
Definitely.
at the end of the article is, who do you believe, the Martha Stewart quote or the Sharks?
Right.
True.
If it came down to anything, I would believe Martha Stewart, right?
I love Martha.
She's the best.
I believe Stef Z. This shit's soft.
I believe Stef Z. Stef Z recommended.
No, it's,
And then it's just as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Love it.
Instant, totally instant. Anybody could do. We've had testimonies from toddlers.
and it's still legit. The water's just chilling.
Still
and
just
it's
chilling.
Yep.
not.
And
Has not
yes,
gone through.
It does peel. It does, pool in the
So,
middle. But
I
you
mean-
can strategically pull it off.
Yeah.
Where there would be no mess to the sheets below, no mess to the floor, no mess to the mattress. So the coolest part is that everything's 100% waterproof.
Yeah.
So it doesn't ruin the mattress. Most things go down to the mattress, and so the fitted sheet itself is actually made out of the same material that many waterproof beddings are made out of.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, this part is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see this is indestructible.
So you don't
could-
need like a mattress pad anymore, right?
So we've had people telling us also say it's a mattress protector.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
That's
they have
interesting.
mattress
Yeah.
protectors, but I don't think you need it anymore.
No, you
If
wouldn't.
you spill your
This is
drink
so
in here
comfy.
too,
If you have one
you
of
get
these,
a straw.
it's so. I sleep on one. I have prototypes of queen size. I have pillowcases in the works.
Oh
That's
wow, that's cool.
Oh yeah, we're working on everything.
Pillowcases get stinky.
And so the coolest part is, it was all before the show happened. We got when I went on the show, we were just a baby company. We're still in prototype stages.
Yeah.
And things like I told you guys the 400. We got the feedback. In my perspective, Shark Tank isn't for startups.
Yeah.
It's more for revenue generating businesses. And I mean, Facebook still considers themselves a startup. I get it. But they didn't see the picture whatsoever. And so, you hold your ground for 55 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard this piece on your show, but you remember this from last season that remember we said something like this?
Yeah, we totally did.
I don't. Did you watch that? Remember?
They're trying to get a cut.
So
No,
yeah, I mean,
the lawyers
legally,
are
yeah.
outside.
I'm giving up 6% equity.
We can
to be on
talk
the show.
after.
You did, didn't you?
You guys made me sign my life away.
No, there was something that we had to say. There was some sort of pitch, because we'll always be like, why didn't they just do this? You know what I mean? Like, not that we came up with the idea just out of the blue, but we did talk about something like this, and this is this would be how I would envision it if we
Yeah,
had
because
to.
we were talking about like when you go to the doctor's office and there's that roll thing
Yeah,
that
stuff
has like the
that.
paper and then you rip it off and pull it down for the next person.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was one of the inspirations.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have orders in hospitals, right? No, was that you?
As I said on the show, we were in South African
That's
hospitals
right,
and
yeah.
South African
ambulances,
ambulances, and then they make fun of me. That's fine. But the market is huge, and they were about to order monster amounts. They said it performed excellent and brilliant. That's where I was getting the quote-unquotes from.
Yeah.
But we're just a startup, and so my manufacturing price, they had a certain price they could spend, and I was a little over it.
Okay.
And I was overseas because there's not many rules overseas. Things that save water overseas are king. And so
Right.
that's pretty much what happened. And they would have used them if I could get the price point down. But that was also, we're a baby company. We're working on manufacturing. As you can see, this material is awesome.
So is this the
great.
same exact thing that Lori and them touched?
So they God, no more so's. They saw the first
See?
version of this exact one. So this is the one that's been in mass order.
Wait, time out. That's confusing. The first version of this
Because
exact one.
this is an updated
so
one.
they did not feel this.
So
They did feel
God,
this.
they saw the first version of this one. So this
yes.
is the one
Yes.
they saw. So
Okay.
on TV, you can imagine it's bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't say that this
Yeah.
is
So I'm
soft.
so excited
Yeah.
to hand it to them because I'm like, they're gonna love it.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
gonna love it, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably, I mean, they probably spent $8,000 on sheets or something, all five of
But
them.
still, I mean, I've slept in nice sheets. Yeah, what is the comparable like thread count?
there is no thread count. It is a non-woven material.
Oh, but there's not like it feels comparable to a.
800. I'd be
Something like that.
making it up.
Oh, okay.
So no.
Gotcha.
Why don't you make these for cribs?
We make them
Ooh.
for all sizes. We're working on multiple sizes, as we speak. We started making cod size because we had such a demand from summer camps.
Right.
I told you before this, today we were celebrating. Got a few thousand ordered.
Yeah.
And they love the product to the point. And the coolest part is once you use one, you got to buy another one. And
Yeah.
so it does come down to,
Scalability.
yes, so it's scalable. So
Yeah,
when
it
I
is.
see on TV they're investing in these non-scalable, we'll just say unscalable businesses. It was fascinating to me that people with such a good eye for business would see over this, or not see any practicality. Hershovic was saying that this customer was speaking and they didn't order them. Why didn't they order 100,000 if they liked it so much? That was because it was the beta test. Wow. And it took another 7 months to get to the next layer, to get to the next softness and
quote
things
unquote.
like quote unquote. You can quote me on that, quote unquote.
Dude, nice. I really like it.
Yeah.
I have to say, now that I've felt it and touched it,
I'm sold on
I
it.
might take back some of the things that I said about you.
I'll forgive you.
Okay,
I'm sold
sorry.
on it.
I don't apologize.
I'm
often,
sleeping on it.
She's
On the crib.
but
Or the
you
cot.
still do say so a lot.
No, it is. It's one of those things that you have to work on.
I know.
No, you're not kidding. You're right. You're absolutely correct.
My only
Tell me.
thing is, I wish that this came over somehow, because if for some reason you spill something walking to it, you've ruined all 7.
So in worst case scenario, 1 in a trillion.
Feel that way.
I'm just saying.
If that does happen, you could email me. I'll send you one for free.
That should be guaranteed on the package.
Tweet at me. I got you.
I love
You
it.
spilled your drink twice. Come on, anything is
Oh
possible.
You
my
saw
God.
on the show, we messed it up twice in 2 scenarios, with the Cheetos and then spilling it on it.
Wow.
Love it.
But just for the record, the poke test was extremely hard.
Yeah.
And we came to
You know
the
what else
conclusion where you can't poke through it.
It's so hard.
It is hard. You can't do it. But you know what else? For kids, with this,
Yeah, why
they
don't
could
you have crib?
climb in it and get hurt.
So I
Yes,
do
you
pay
have to be
extra for
careful.
insurance
Yeah.
for things.
You're
such
right.
as
That's
that.
why you need to pull it over the
Like, I
side.
feel like
But when
You're
it
right.
is when it's on your bed, it is so taut to the point you wouldn't even know there's 7
you
layers.
couldn't get in
Oh,
there.
I
You couldn't
see.
even get in.
I see.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
fair.
'Cause now
And
it's
you
just
can't-
open. We're
it's
just
not
on the
like
table.
this, and you can't
Yeah.
spill up in it.
Those are,
You trip and you fall inside of it.
I need a free one. Whoops.
and so we know those are concerns we definitely have thought of.
Got
We-
it.
we-
No,
we-
that's fair.
You can imagine I've heard it all, especially
Yeah.
after this.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I'd be impressed if I get impressed when somebody says something I've never heard before, because
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Well, then, question: did they give you any advice off camera that you've been able to use and incorporate?
You don't talk to the sharks anywhere off camera.
Oh, they never. Oh, I meant, I guess that hasn't been edited in. Maybe.
No, there
Did
was
they offer you any advice?
not really any productive criticism whatsoever. You guys didn't. I could go into the show of how it was kind of brutal, the real airing of it, and so I was very thankful when I saw the episode.
And that's interesting that you said they edited it to make you look better, to make the whole pitch look better.
Yes.
And that's nice, and that's not something you hear about frequently on reality TV either.
No, and so that's me being honest. The real 55 minutes is pretty excruciatingly painful. They were even talking to my model, which they've been on this show for 7 years. They know that my model can't legally speak on TV. And so, doing little things like that, I'm holding my ground, smiling, being happy. I don't mind. But it was definitely a bizarro situation. I was excited to give it to them.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know,
Right.
instantly pokes her finger through it somehow, some way. And then, they were putting some words in my mouth on the show. And I was, can you imagine some little, kid comes in screaming his, having so much excitement, you're cranky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would call me a comedian and things like that.
Yeah, I think too it definitely comes off because like sitting with you now and that guy on TV is what felt like 2 different people. So I feel like them being cranky, you being excited / nervous, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? And like this is more of an atmosphere where it's like whatever, let's
Chill.
go have beer
Yeah.
afterwards. You know what I mean? And so you're more calm and collected about what we're actually talking about, and you come up very differently. So I think it was maybe just all those things together, which is TV. You know
That's
what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this thing's freaking soft. You guys should all get one. You should all get bunches of packs. Do you guys have like a subscription so that you can get them so that you
Oh,
don't have to go out?
reorders, yeah.
Well, so
like that.
we've been working on business models. There's so many ways to go. Do we just sell to institutions? Do we sell just to distributors? Do we want to sell one by one? Every size is a different market, and so it becomes
course.
complicated. But we're having a blast with it. To me, that's the fun part.
Figuring that all out.
Yeah.
Figuring that all out.
It's like-
This took me two years to get a product. So the fact that I'm at the point where I'm starting to push and sell it. As I was telling you guys before, somebody bought my invention.
Yeah.
You know, I'm no genius. I went to University of Arizona, great school, but no Harvards, no crazy Ivy Leagues of this world. We just believe in keeping it simple.
Yeah.
And solving
Solve
universal problems. You know, the bizarro part is they didn't see any scalability. You know, anybody in this whole room, anybody in this whole city could use it if they wanted to.
And you make all sizes, like queen size bed?
At the moment, we're just still a startup. We make cot, twin extra long.
All right. I expect some custom New York Jets queen.
Embroidered.
6 months or a year. I'll give you a year. My birthday's in October. How about that?
There you go.
All right, so
Mine
There
is
you
in
go.
May.
no, I mean, if I have to, I could customize anything.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
could
like it.
print.
All right, so let's have some last thoughts. We do have to talk about last week's show, but anything else you want to close with and let people know, like, where do they find them? On the website? Are they in stores? Where? I forget.
Great. So
Sorry.
even before the show started, we were sold out. That it's hot.
Yeah.
We have many distributors. We have dorm room distributors. We have medical distributors now, and we've been pushing overseas quite a lot also. We should be back up for sale early January.
Okay.
We have many pre-orders. You can imagine after.
You should totally custom them for like colleges and like put the
logos.
Well, so the last trip I was out here, I don't know, I can't disclose anything, but the last trip, the last excuse I had to come out to California
Right.
was to pitch one of the major colleges out here to be in one of their bookstores next year.
Yeah,
Which,
that's great.
to me, this all happened before the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could license this. I had a clothing line and we licensed with Warner Brothers. So like doing like superheroes and stuff on this, like
Be big.
Oh, you guys see
do
the
everything.
future. That's
You
called
can license-
scalability.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Especially
I want
for the
some.
crib
Would you
sheet, like
invest?
kid-sized.
If I would invest actually.
Yeah.
Well, how much were you
Definitely.
asking for again?
I was asking for Goo Goo Gaga for
Too much.
no, it was the opposite. It was 100,000 for 20%. Which can you imagine after the show? I've had, I'd say 30, 40 people email me. I'll do the 100,000 for 20%. And
That's
in
interesting.
real life, it doesn't work as easy as that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really not even close to real life reality TV.
Right.
Yeah.
TV.
Right. I get it.
Anything on TV.
I would, if I was one of the Sharks, I would, and I don't know if again it's because of my background. Like I have one now, and I had another clothing line before, and I could see design-wise how many different ways you could make this cool. Each one could be a different color. Like it could be. I mean, if you need a designer or any ideas, let me know.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like it could be so scalable and not like your other sheets. Like to buy a sheet set and wash it, or to buy a sheet set and then have a new sheet set, or have
5
this
different
sheet.
patterns.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something like
Like
that.
checks.
Things get very exciting when
25
you
days of
try and think of
Christmas
the next picture.
Yeah, I mean even as simple like how people like now, like Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
In case you forget what day it is.
It's just something people like that.
Oh, we have some
I
summer
wake
camps.
up and my bed says Monday. That'd be so depressing.
But for like summer camp,
Summer
kids
camps,
like
they
that
want
Yeah,
us to put a
for summer
1,
camp,
2,
that'd be
3,
great.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Right.
So they don't have to count the layers to see if the camper's actually peeled off that layer.
Wait.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why are there 7 as opposed to 4 for a whole month, or like,
So
why 7?
when you start a startup, you kind of just go off the limb of a few things, and we started off lucky number 7, and it turned out to be an incredibly practical number for many reasons.
Got it.
You would only need 4 for a college year. That's 2 a semester.
Gotcha.
And so
4
that
for one.
that was the breakdown. And we just stuck with it since, because we actually have had ones with 4, we've had ones with more. And 4 would be different situations. We're very charitable, and we're looking into sending it over to disaster reliefs. When you see pictures after like Katrina and all these crazy things, what do you see? You see people with a sheet and a pillow, and they're lucky if they get to sleep on a cot.
Yeah.
And so this would be great for that, because
Right.
there's no laundry there. I understand, you peel it off and you would instantly have a brand new sheet. And just more fun statistics, 80% of the time, if you ever do get sick, it's from your own filth. You spend 8 hours on average in your bed. Where else do you spend 8 hours besides going to work? 8 hours in your bed for 30 days. It's 240 hours a month in your bed. And so if you could change it instantly, it's awesome because I don't have to do all the research to show you how gross it is. It's fact at this point of how filthy it gets. I could tell you sweat 2 liters in your sleep. You have 2 ounces of dead skin, but
I'm feeling dirtier and dirtier now.
That's uncomfortable for you.
I want 7-layer clothing.
Do you need a dude wipe?
I was just thinking that, and I do. Thank you.
I forgot about the dude wipes.
So under conclusion of a fresh sheet,
Yes.
I don't want to say it and you agree. I want you to say it.
I officially am a fan of the fresh sheet. I want them. I will use them. You can't poke your finger through it. It's real. Like, I've been sitting here with my hands in it the whole time.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm in, but I was in
Cozy.
before, so.
I know you were.
I'm just glad to be proven right, actually. Thanks.
Oh,
Thank you for
snap.
coming.
Zoe, zip it.
Snap. Shots fired.
I just tell it like I see it.
You got a
Can
new
you imagine how
spokesperson over
painful
here.
it is watching people say, I know how great it is, and then, you got it.
Thank you. I got it. I'm a
Because
visionary,
Some
really.
people, it just clicks, and they'll go on for days of how great it is. And you were one of them. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I get
I don't even
6% equity
remember what I
now.
said about it.
I don't either.
Yeah. All right.
I always forget.
All right. So let's. All right.
Excellent. Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Let's keep. You can keep it out.
I'll make sure it stays sanitary.
All right, sweet.
All right. So let's now go. We'll go quickly through the rest of the products on Friday's episode. First, we had. Yeah.
Yeah, I could do my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Here, give me that for a minute.
You look better with it.
Fresh sheet, the sheet you want for your college, regular, and fun living. Soil it as much as you want and just pull it away.
Use as directed.
Just peel off the ew and sleep on the new.
Nice.
Pull off the goo.
Ooh, and sleep on the new. There you go.
Yes.
I will take a picture with me and that and put it.
Oh, we're all gonna
post
There
take
you
a
go.
photo together.
There you go.
I gotta get some likes on that.
Okay, so let's go real quick to let's go to Tyler and his
Low.
Like low.
Racing trikes.
racing
Low.
trikes. Okay, I loved it. What'd you guys
I
think?
want one now. I want to go
Um,
down the hall with it. I want to drive it to work.
It's like a fun big wheels.
It looks so much fun.
Zoe hated it.
No, it's just, if it were my type of thing, I would think it was fun. Just like the other little 2-wheel thingy, whatever that was from a few weeks ago. But that, that rolled, I think it looks like fun. It's just not my type of thing. Like,
Okay.
I don't think
Yeah.
I'd go rolling around on it. But I think that it looked like, I made a note, like, Robert had a blast. Did you see how big
Oh my
his
God.
grin
That was so
was
much
the
fun.
whole
Yeah.
time? He was like, he loved it.
He tumbled on it.
Get
Yeah,
a
he
helmet
did
on,
And he
right?
still loved
Yeah.
it.
What did you think? Would you buy this? What would you do with this?
Well, if you're going about business, as we've been saying this whole time, the word scalability. So if you're not a business person, scalability is what everybody's looking for when you're an investor. I love people bringing back old things. I used to ride the tricycles back in the day.
I still
the
have
big
big
wheel
wheels.
in the front.
Yeah.
You like, pedal the big wheel.
Yeah.
I have so much fun with those, and I see enough people with the same geekiness that I had back in the day. It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially the back handle that can make
Oh,
you
yeah.
drift on it.
I'm just
Ooh,
not
yeah.
coordinated enough for all
No,
that.
Zoe would definitely.
I mean, I
Yeah,
could probably.
You can ride on the back of mine. With
Thank
the
you. I
donuts.
need the helmet.
I
yeah.
flipped a little Tykes pedal truck when I was little, and I had to
mean
get
yesterday?
stitches in my knee last week, and that's why I think I love this thing.
You know what I really agreed with though? The price point on this was way wrong.
What was it
The
again?
fact that it was $350 retail and $170 cost.
Yeah.
Number one, you're not having a good enough margin. Number two, the people that are gonna buy these are the same people that are gonna buy those stand-up motorized roller things, which
Yeah.
go for $800, $1,000. Like
Yeah.
if it's a big kid that wants a toy like this, they'd spend more money. So I feel like he's trying to hit a price point of people that won't necessarily, like, for normal people that's gonna be too expensive, and for the people that I feel like he's trying to hit, it's gonna be too cheap.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's
Especially
what
for
they
something
said.
that's so
Yeah.
small in your head. If there's no electronics
Small,
attached to it
Oh.
or anything like that, it seems very basic. It's hard to justify spending.
It is a lot of money, and for a child,
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's the thing.
That's
For a
it, yeah.
10-year-old,
Yeah, I feel like
you
it's
don't
in
want to
this
spend that much.
weird place.
In
price
between,
point.
yeah.
And unfortunately, he didn't get a deal. He wanted $120,000 for 20% of the company.
Yeah.
He didn't get a deal. Again, we've been seeing more and more and more of these crowd-funded things. So he did have a Kickstarter, and they wanted $15,000, and he got $46,000, which to me it just blows my mind, because then why don't you just do another Kickstarter and get the rest of the money you need? If that's
blows my mind too, because I had a Indiegogo, which is the same thing as a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And same things watching Shark Tank. It's painful. You see some of these things being funded hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. How much did you try and raise on Indiegogo?
This was early. See if people would also play. This is before the betas. I tried to raise $15,000 just to get a first round going around. Find materials, find a manufacturer, fly around, and just do some research. We didn't get anywhere near the goal. It's extremely hard.
Yeah.
On Indiegogo on those websites. So when I see these companies, $48,000, and then he goes on the same show and gets they didn't like it. So it's bizarro because there's $48,000 worth of people that liked it.
Yeah.
But did you guys feel also like Mark really wanted to invest? I got the impression that he was trying to come up with a way because he was like, and what's next? Like, he just wanted to, I think.
I 100% got that same feeling as you, and then Tyler didn't answer it correctly.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's what decided
it.
it.
Can go to this, it can go to this, which again comes back to scalability. And he could do all these other things. He just didn't have the knowledge. Because a product like this, I feel like you're almost investing in the person, and the person didn't stun Mark.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, should we move on, or is there anything else we want to talk about
That's
from
it.
the low racing trikes?
Glow recipe.
All right, we got a glow recipe. We got Sarah and Christine. They wanted $425,000 for 10% of their company for Skin Glow, which is apparently this glow that comes from Korea that makes you look young.
It's crazy. So this is a curation business.
Yeah.
So there are already existing products that this company is curating from Korea. They said they have 110 SKUs. This is crazy. I gotta find like a pair of scissors that they make somewhere and bring it over here. So, I mean, it's insane. I don't really understand what exactly it is, though.
Well, I think they're facilitating. People want to be told how to look good, and they're facilitating directions how to do that.
They're distributing, but then they also said they're doing something else to some of the products to make them better. I didn't quite follow
Sounds
it.
like
It sounds
brand
like they had
incubator.
two different
Sounds like a pyramid
things going
scheme.
on.
Sounds
Yeah, it's Avon.
I didn't
Or
understand it because one of the sharks mentioned you can just hire someone else from Korea who knows this. Why are you special? And so I didn't quite get why
Right, but
what they were doing was so different.
I don't think it was, but it was the fact that they were doing it and making money, and because that's what Mark said. Yeah, but you're not going to get Sarah and Christine.
right.
That you're
So I
buying
feel
them.
like, yeah, and I mean, again, this isn't my specialty. I don't really use products like this. So I'm not a good judge. Do you use products like this, Zoe? Like any,
No,
like I don't.
lotions.
I
and
do.
things,
No.
I guess.
Not either.
What about you? You're glowing over there.
Well, I just discovered lotion.
Oh yeah.
I was watching. Oh God. I was watching one of my favorite comedians. He goes, "Do you know why everybody looks so young in that specific community?" And he goes, "It's because they use lotion. Have you ever heard of lotion?" And so
So you started using
I
that.
you
started
go.
using lotion.
Well,
My
apparently
skin,
Korea is the place to go
my
for
skin. Oof, I look great.
They had crazy sales.
it. Yeah.
2015 year to date, was it 550,000?
Yeah, the
That's
first 2
insane.
months, which was last year, they had 20,000, and then year to date they had 550,000. So clearly they're doing something right. Even though if we
Yeah.
don't understand it, maybe we're not the customer. They're clearly doing something right, and they got offers from Barbara, Mr. Wonderful, and Robert. And it was respectively 40%, 50%, 30%. They countered to Robert at 18%. He went to 25, then went to 22, which shows that they had the balls to negotiate.
Yeah.
But Robert was pretty much like, what's the difference between 25 and 22?
Yeah.
So, and they did get a deal, which I was kind of shocked.
I was too.
I was too,
Don't
but I
ask
guess
me.
the sales is proof in the pudding,
True.
and it makes sense that Robert would be the guy for this one.
Wait, how does that make sense?
I would have thought Lori.
Tech company. This is largely e-commerce, and so it seems like something he'd have a heavy hand in.
I guess.
Lori, they don't really talk about the other than the YouTube channel, which Lori would definitely be a good fit for this too. But the YouTube channel part of it, I get DIYs and such, but I think that Robert's the one that scales this
All right, well, then
because he builds on the already existing business.
then they got the right deal, and then I didn't see this one coming. I didn't think they were going to get a deal, to be
No.
honest with me.
I
To be
didn't
honest with
either.
me. To be honest with you.
Be honest with the rest of us too.
Have you not been honest this whole time?
Weekends. Nope. The fresh sheet sucks. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa, we're gonna have to edit that one out.
I'm just kidding. It's the best sheet ever. I want to sleep on one tonight. All right, anything else?
You already have clean sheets.
I do. Anything else about Glow Recipe before we move on to my favorite one of the episode?
I can't believe you cried.
It's okay, Steph.
I cried. We had
Teared
Sarah
up.
Oliver handbags. Okay, I don't know. I love stuff like this. She wanted. We'll get to the basics. She wanted $250,000 for 20%. Pretty much, she had these hand knitted bags.
Yeah.
And she found that when she started to mass produce, she found senior citizens, elderly people to do this. Every bag has a picture with a story. The fact that you're giving job opportunities to these people that might not have it, that might have got the short end of the stick in the world we live in right now, creating something, because those people can't go get jobs anymore because they've got the young kid. These people don't know how to use computers. They've been robbed because they're in a different generation.
Yeah.
Like something has come in, just my opinion, whatever.
No, definitely.
But the fact that she's doing something and has an awareness of a problem in the world was very touching to me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just have business to make money and they don't do this. And there is a story of these people, and I kind of like it.
My biggest fear with this one was that it was going to be similar to, forget the product from a week or two ago, that was the children's drawings that they turned into t-shirts.
Something with a U.
Yeah. So my
Child
fear
labor?
was that
Yes.
it was going to be that kind of situation where they
Right.
were like, oh, they're not really doing anything anyways. Why don't you knit some stuff for us? But they're actually paying them, what they say, around $17 a bag?
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is where the problem is. Okay, they said they can make about 3 bags a week. They didn't tell us how many hours it took to make each bag, but let's say 3 hours because
Yeah.
I just made that number up. That's about $5 per hour that she's paying them. So that was my first problem if we're looking at the business model was, okay, she's paying them below minimum wage. The second was, just like I think it was Kevin who said, well, where can we find someone who does 4 then? That as soon as this becomes big, that's what it'll turn into. Okay, where are the seniors who can knit faster? Where are the people who can work faster and get more done because it's a business? So I want to separate my comments because the first is I think that the purses looked very nice and I like what she's doing and I love the story and all of that. So that part I love. But I'm just saying from a personal, like, did I cry over it or anything? No, because I was sort of looking at these other business aspects that to me did not feel that great. And as far as the senior people go, I don't feel like they got the short end of the stick. Like, we're all going to get old.
I don't.
I mean, it sucks getting old. That's what it is.
Yeah,
And
but
I think
I mean,
it's great that they have a
another
focus.
job that they can go do.
They can't, and that's why I think
Right.
it's great that there's something that they can do. But okay, then let's pay them adequately because $17 divided by assuming
Right, but
3 hours to
that's
make a
the whole
purse is
point that
not very
that
much.
they could go get you or I that can make 4 in a day, but that's not who they want to employ, and that's not the hand touch that they want to
But then
do.
why aren't they paying
Scalability.
adequately?
Right, but you can't. But
Pay then. That's all. I'm not
but
saying
you
there's a problem
can't.
with any of that. Why
no,
can't
but
you?
Because if you think of the business model, you can't. If the cost is $47, you can't pay more than $17. You can't pay more than that, and then.
But you have to. That's
can't.
called business. Like,
No, you can't. You can't do that because then your margin isn't gonna it's just not gonna work. Because if the cost is $47, then what they're wholesaling it for is probably about $72, $80.
she
and
said
then
they sell
two-
for 2 something, right?
No, that's retail.
Retail.
Right.
So if they ever need to do that, then there's a 2.2 markup in all stores. So you just can't. So she could take a different route,
Right.
and she could get you and I and pay us $17 a bag, and there'd be more bags, and there'd be more to sell. But she doesn't want to do that. She's not putting that business first.
No, you're missing my point. It's not that she couldn't pay us $17 back. That's my point. Because we couldn't work for less than minimum wage. How are these people
number
able
one,
to
it's
She's
work?
like
not
when they
minimum-
get paid per bag and
Yeah,
they
you
make so
can't.
few bags.
Right, but that's why she has so many people, so that she can then get her bags. You don't pay some minimum wage doesn't work with an independent contractor. Doesn't work when you're like if someone pays me per design as a designer. There's no hourly wage. Like this
Yeah.
isn't that business plan. Period. It doesn't break down to hours.
But they're not designing. They're knitting the same bag that there's already a design.
But it's
for.
still an
doing it like an
independent-
independent contracted thing. Like I feel like you're missing the whole point that she's figuring. She can definitely make these bags without these old people's story and be successful, and probably she can make more money. She's choosing not to do that.
No, and I think it's great that she's working with them. That's not. I'm just saying like that to me those were some issues that I saw with this business model,
Right.
and that I didn't see it right. Like I think someone mentioned, oh, is it like a charity? I agree. It's not like a charity. Like clearly it's a business, and the bags are gorgeous and they're selling, and all of that is great. you know, I just saw these other issues. I felt like I wanted her to pay the women. I wanted her to pay the people a little more.
I've been in similar situations. I was first originally made in the United States, but then first it costs too much to do, and you know, I see where their angle is. They got a great story. You know, they're one of those companies with a great story. They're like the Toms or like the Warby Parkers of the world, where you buy a shoe, they give a shoe. You buy glasses, they give glasses. You know, they're doing it for a greater cause. But if you had to invest, you know, would you invest if you're trying to make money on it?
If they did $1.9 million already, and her plan, which is a different plan from a lot of plans of people that just want to make money, is working, absolutely I would invest. I mean, clearly Lori did, and she wanted all the... There's very smart people. Oh, yeah. She did, and she wanted all the Sharks to invest. 2 of them found problems with it. It's not that kind of product, but they got to deal with 3 Sharks.
Yeah. But
pretty investable.
Yes, and I agree. But she also wanted the Sharks to invest not because of the product, but because of the story.
Good story.
And she was very clear about that too.
Right.
So again, I'm not saying it's not
I'm
not saying it's not a good product or it's not a good investment. I'm just saying that when I watched the story, that was my
when you
that
do
was my
invest,
feeling about it.
you know, you're in the business of exits. You know, if you ask an investor what business am I in, he should answer exits. You know, unless somebody buys them or you know they IPO, investors don't make any money. So you know, then you don't want to invest in a $10 million idea. You want to invest in the next $100 million, billion-dollar idea. And so you know, if you look at it from that angle,
yeah, but I think that's way too black or white. You know what I'm saying? Like, not every business and not every investment is for that purpose. You know what I mean? And I feel like
so this sounds like you know,
they invested
charity.
in the story.
Yeah.
They
no,
invested
but
in
it's
the
not
people.
even charity. Like, they can make money off of this. It could be an investment that could be somewhat a write-off too. Like, yes, but in the same sense, they're doing $1.9 million.
They did prove
there's money
correct.
there, so that's not. I'm not buying it. I'm sticking up for Sarah Oliver.
But I'm not against Sarah Oliver.
We love your story. You're great.
No. But I feel like some of the points, like, I don't think, you know, if you've got an elderly couple that's 70, 80 years old, that's living off Social Security, that can't go do any work, and they're sitting together, spending time, each making 3 bags, so they're having... what, $64 each or whatever, $54? They save $100 extra a week to go do something or to buy their grandkids. But like, they're not sitting there being like, I'm making less than minimum wage, because they can't perform the way that a minimum wage person can. So I feel like this is a perfect balance of what they can do and someone utilizing that situation to make a win. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Oh, no, that's a good point, that they wouldn't be able to have other jobs. Beautiful that is a good point.
Yeah, they can't. So it's, all right, sweet. So they did get a deal for $250,000 for 30%, and they got Lori, Robert, and Mr. Wonderful. So any way you slice it, it was a win for Sarah Oliver. Yeah, and it was a win for for these communities.
Yeah, for everyone.
Yeah, and I feel like this a lot stronger and is a lot better business model, and clearly has been proven a lot more than the kids thing. Yeah, the kids' T-shirt thing.
Well, the kids weren't getting paid at all.
I agree.
Right, and I feel like there's just a lot more, you know, holes in that.
In the kids.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more that needed to be sussed out with that. And with this, she's been doing this. It's been working. She sold almost $2 million, and now she's like, you know what? This is a good idea. I want to scale this, make it more. I need this money in order to get to the next whatever. Are they yelling at us yet? No. Okay. Not yet. We've got anything else that you guys want to say before that? Before we go on,
the only thing I have to say in addition to all that is these things did not look knitted. No, they looked so like I have had products made for me that were knitted, and they look like kind of thrown together. These things are professional. It's crazy. They must be using tiny little needles because they look like they're factory made. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, they look amazing. That's it.
What is that movie?
Perlettes Plus One.
You're thinking Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
I know you are.
Yes.
My fingers hurt. Your back's gonna
it's
hurt.
so true.
You got mom duty.
Yes. And then the air conditioner falls on her.
Exactly.
I read your mind.
I love it.
Grandma, get me out of here.
I love it.
My fingers hurt.
That was really funny. That's exactly what I was thinking. All right, so let's move on to the Trunkster. I don't know about this. Trunkster, they want $1.4 million for 5%. It's pretty much a high-tech suitcase.
Mm-hmm. Somebody has to, right?
Yeah.
I see this for the Brookstone crowd.
Yes.
But as in terms of everyday American people, I don't think this is a product that they buy. And the reason being, $325 retail for this thing seems high for something that, being fair, doesn't seem to have much of a design other than the features. So you have the battery in it, you have the rolled top, but other than that, it doesn't seem to have any other patterns or whatever. So I don't know.
But that can come. This was just a
it.
prototype, even. So.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't know. What did you guys think?
What did you think, Zoe?
I liked the battery part.
Yeah.
That was probably the one feature out of all of them that sold me the most. The rest, I was sort of like,
Right.
Like the built-in weight, like, okay, you know.
For
But-
me, I see all that stuff breaking really
You
quickly.
know what I found with the
That
built-in
too.
weight? It was a carry-on size.
Yeah, there's
So
no
you
need
don't
for
really check
weighing it.
that.
Oh, that's
Those are
true.
little gimmicks that get,
Right.
sell
Yeah.
some
That's
people.
true.
Yeah, I didn't see it. And for
If
me,
it had an FM radio, I'd be...
Well, some airlines I think do check carry-on weight. The ones like Allegiant and Spirit that are
you think- I
very
thought
it was
like
smaller ones.
nitpicky.
Yeah.
oh, really? I
where
thought you
pay
had
per
to make it
everything.
fit in a certain bucket.
I think there's a weight thing too.
Oh, really?
I think I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think on the more
no.
regional ones,
But
the regional jets, yeah.
It is cool seeing innovation in this field. You know, imagine innovation on a bed sheet. What does that even mean? And so seeing innovation in, a suitcase. you know,
You're
that-
good. Everything comes back to the
Right,
bed
right
sheet.
to the bed
Oh,
sheet.
it all goes back to the bed sheet.
Right.
Okay, of course, because we're all gonna end up in our bed sheets tonight, right? We're gonna wake up in new bed sheets tomorrow and do it all over again. So, not just because it's me, it all comes down to bed sheets. But
like
it is
it.
great seeing innovation in that space. I travel quite often.
Yeah.
I have my battery packs with me.
Yeah.
Just because if my phone dies, unfortunately, I hate to say I die, and so that can't happen. And there's definitely people that would buy it. It would be the Brookstone crowd.
Yeah.
See, I would want this. Have you guys
Does
seen
that-
that travel jacket? That
Like 1,000 pockets
I love it.
and like heats up. Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Oh,
But
it's-
here's a
it's
question.
Like one of those Kickstarter
So,
things too.
Can you actually charge your phone or anything from this battery if your suitcase isn't stowed away?
It would be like if you're in the
know what I mean?
airport and it's sitting next to you, so you don't have to go to so you don't have to go sit there. And that's actually, and I feel
I
like
don't know.
Outlets.
There's outlets. I'll find an outlet.
here's the thing: there are other
And that
portable
Chili's
battery
Express.
packs that you can buy.
Right.
So you could just stick that in your suitcase. It would cost you a lot less than $390 whatever, and
Yeah.
See, the price for me wasn't that bad because I don't know, like my luggage, like if you get like a Burton or a Decline or something, they're like $200-300.
that to me.
Yeah, but for me,
to me,
That's a lot.
again, I
more.
haven't tried.
No, I
I
didn't
haven't
think the
tried
price
the
was that bad.
Trunkster.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's like you're at that point you're paying $300 to $400 for something that has like heavy design elements. Excuse me. For this, it's like $300 to $400 for a bunch of stuff that's added on, like the GPS tracker and the battery USB. So when it comes to actually the day-to-day use, it's going to get beat up a lot. You know what I mean?
And I can feel
I
there's
don't
a
know.
monthly subscription with that GPS use, right?
Oh, right. You
Possibly.
would have to have
and
some
I
way
could
to
be
track it,
totally
sure.
wrong
Right.
about all that, but
If I-
that's my fear.
Like,
GPS, I missed it.
GPS subscription, you
There
have to
must
pay
be.
monthly
Subscription, yeah.
for it
How
to
else
track
are you
you,
going
right?
to track it?
Right.
Sure.
And
Well, no, it's
if I
probably
wanna
like the find your phone thing.
But you pay for that.
service.
Well, it's probably like a car GPS though. They don't make you pay for monthly on that anymore.
I guess.
Well,
I think if
used
they
to.
had you pay monthly, this would like nobody
I
would
don't know.
buy
I'm
it.
just
Say.
you
No,
never
I
know.
think
Possible.
you're, yeah,
It's
you
definitely
never
possible.
know. This is true.
If they had a suitcase where I could fit more clothes in mysteriously,
Right.
that would be
Yeah.
the innovation I'm
If
going
the
for.
suitcase was
I'm
like,
trying
what's
to
that movie?
think. I'm sorry. I'm so lost in thought. I'm trying to think what would be like. I travel a lot too. I traveled yesterday. Like, what would be the cool? Like, what would be the things that we would actually want?
The big one for me, this is several seasons back, was that chair you could add to your suitcase for your kid.
Actually saw
That
that.
was
the other
huge.
day.
That I'm like, wow. You attach your kid to your suitcase when you're
There were
going down the
firefighters, I
airport.
think, right? Who made
Yes,
that?
I think so. Yeah,
I remember that one. Yeah.
That is crazy.
And they didn't get a deal.
I think the least. I don't know. What do you guys think of the roll top feature? We haven't talked much about that yet. Is there a practical
Zippers have
application for
improved to
this?
the point where my zipper doesn't jam anymore.
Yeah.
I actually like that you can
It is
pull
cool.
it open, like
Yeah.
unzip it and see everything, rather than you have to be like, where is
Roll
it?
it. Yeah.
I didn't love the
It's like a
zipper.
garage door.
This valuation. Holy crap.
Oh my god, $28 million. That's what they valued the company at.
That was $500,000.
That's insane.
They've raised a lot of money. But yeah,
But they were smart.
they
They
came down.
did.
They were smart. And
I
they
was
wound
so
up getting a
surprised.
deal They wanted Mr. Wonderful asked them to be flexible. They came back with I was impressed with their deal that they came back with.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, Robert offered $1.4 million for 30%. Mr. Wonderful said, you know, for 37%. He said he'd join Robert first, and I love that. I love when one truck's like, "Oh, I'll join in you on your deal," and they're like, "Yeah, no."
Yeah, back off.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Wonderful was like, "All right, fine, I'll do 1.4 for 37%." And then Lori came up with a more unique deal. She said she'd fund the purchase orders for 1.4 and then take 15%. But then they came back, and I liked it. They said, which they pretty much got what they wanted. They said that they'd give $1.4 million with 5%, and they'd pay them back within a year.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
And if they didn't pay them back their money within 2 years, then their equity would jump to 10% each. So they would give up 20% of the company, and they got $1 off royalty of each piece.
And did you catch that one of the sharks said you guys had that deal all along, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They probably had some version
that was
of
what
that.
they were.
That's smart,
That's
though,
really
'cause
what they were going in with.
The money guarantee, or you increase your ownership in the company.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's more appealing.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Lori was a good partner to get in this one because this
and
is
they
something.
wanted Mark and
product.
Lori. They
Yeah.
wanted Mark and Lori. Yeah. Any
There
what
it
else?
is.
What else was it? Oh, do we want to talk about
Oh,
that?
the update.
Is there anything else about Trunkster? Yeah, I don't
that's
think
it.
I need a Trunkster.
I'm
I
okay
think
with
my
that.
decline
Trunkster.
bag
I'm
is
okay they
good.
exist. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure the future of Trunkster should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think it's going to be called Trunks. I think maybe I just don't like the name.
Trunkster.
Because it's like a
Well,
car
it-
trunk.
doesn't sound like
Travel.
a carry-on.
No, I feel like they're trying to be like hipster, but Trunkster.
Yeah.
And that's just,
I live right
that's
next
what
to
that makes me.
Williamsburg.
Once they
That's what that
lose the
makes
E
me-
and it's like Trunkster TR at the end, that's when it's gonna get super hipster. It's gonna be like.
It's just one of those
Whoa.
products where it's like, okay, a fresh sheet, you know what it is. Trunkster, I feel like it's something I can put in my trunk if I need to jump my car.
And I need to stir.
But I think
True.
the idea is like you put things into your trunk. So this is like your roll around trunk, your carry-on trunk.
That just, in my head, I think trunk just means big and bulky and
Yeah.
stationary, not like convenient, light, and on the go.
I'd call it the zippity bippity.
The zippity doodah.
That would have
Zippity
sold
doodah,
it.
Yeah.
I'd call it the...
The Rudy Tooty Charge and Rolly. There we go.
Have you been to
Charge and
IHOP
go.
recently?
Huh?
Yeah.
I thought that was like the IHOP.
Oh, that's
Tutti,
right.
fresh
That's
and
right.
fruity.
That's
That's
right.
that's the name of one of the syrups.
That's the pancake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did have an update this week.
We did have an update this week. Happy Feet.
Oh yeah.
Happy
I
feet.
don't know why I do not have giraffe happy feet. I have a thing for giraffes.
Really?
I
This is news.
love giraffes.
If they have Jets happy feet, you're all on that. You
I
already
thought
have
you were
them,
going to
though.
say, yeah, I want Jets and giraffe, a fresh sheet.
You want a giraffe that
We're
has
gonna
a
have to
Jets
custom.
uniform? That'd be
Yes.
More than happy to do
I
that.
already have Jet slippers, though. So I do have
okay.
Jets
All right.
kind of slippers, but I want the giraffes. Anyway, they got, when he was on, he wanted $375,000 for 20%. He got a deal with Robert. Before, see this one, I don't know how you guys feel. Before the show, he did $2.65 million.
Yeah.
And after a year and a half on the show, he did 4.2.
Yeah.
I feel like
That seems like
usually
organic growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
usually we seem like if they're already at 2 after a year.
I mean,
on the
I could
Shark
tell
Tank,
you the
they
numbers.
want 8 or 10.
Yeah.
You know, I
What
have
numbers?
I have every analytic of my website, everything. You know, this is the honest truth for everyone out there. So we prepare for 12,000 hits a minute. So that's huge. You know, you're
Right.
paying a lot for a lot of servers to make sure your website doesn't crash, and we've only had 12,000 hits altogether, which is we prepared for the best and the worst, for both of them. So after all the preparation, we only got 12,000 altogether. Has it turned in translating to sales and some big things? Oh yeah, but we were kicking ass anyway before all this stuff happened.
Right.
And so when you have one person goes, why didn't you have inventory? You knew you were going on the show. The show airs from September all the way to May, and we get a 10-day notice, heads up, of when it's airing and things like that. We don't know if it's even going to air.
Right.
And so I made the millennial episode, and Obama was on it, which was pretty cool. And have you guys ever spoken about the company Brand Yourself?
Wait, time out. Obama was on the episode?
In the
he was on the end of
that
the episode.
interstitial, that update thing.
Yeah.
Oh, because they were,
They went to that.
right,
Yeah.
forgot it.
The White House.
Brand
thing.
yourself?
So real quick, my brother's first company when he started when he was in his dorm room was on Shark Tank also, and they got the second highest offer and rejected them.
Wait, what was your brother's
Which
company?
one was this?
So it's
again?
called brandyourself.com. He started in his dorm room when he was 18. And so I also brought that up when I was on the show. They edited that one out. But they rejected the highest deal, the second highest deal that Shark Tank's ever offered.
Wow.
So I had experience with some people who've been on the show before. One of my buddies' girlfriends does, Purse Case, which is a wild success. Lori loves it. She seems like she's having a great time, and they're doing very well. And so I've seen some behind-the-scenes Shark Tank, and I did it firsthand. Sunday at 3:30 on a cranky afternoon. Nothing wrong with that. But the experience was brilliant.
Yeah.
It leads to things like this. I get to meet cool people like you guys.
Well, thank
you got to prove us wrong too.
There you go.
It was a successful flight. It was worth it.
And we hope
Mom,
this.
Dad.
It was a success.
You heard that?
And we hope this leads to 12,000 hits a minute.
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna get those numbers.
We
up.
have
We're gonna
that
get those
power.
analytics up for you.
I can check them out right now.
Yeah. All right, cool. Is there anything else that you guys want to say about this episode? Anything else?
I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell the people about a fresh sheet?
Just right off the bat, you've heard it from me, and you obviously think I'm biased because I am the inventor and founder. But we're all honest here, and we did exactly the same sheet that the Sharks saw, and this is after the buzz. This is what they do, and I'm sure they ripped on me before I came here, and so I didn't think I was gonna be friends with 2/3 of the people here. It turns out we're both Jet fans. We relate and everything like that. But it's all about the product. The product itself, they both, the two that were giving me a hard time the first time they heard about it, you can't take the word of people on TV. You have to see things in real life. We have some reviews of, people saying it's not fair for you to review based off a show. We have people saying it feels like paper and things. You've never felt it until you have.
Yeah.
I understand you will take TV's word for it, but in real life it is gorgeous. It's going to change the world for the better. It's solving a problem that the whole world has. It's not just a few people. It's not just a niche. And we are super excited about the future. You guys ever hear of Jake Johnson? He's on the show Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never heard of him, but he had an Instagram the other day of me strictly after the show. Of I think his title was, the old ask the question and answer, thing. Because I was like, was it heartbreaking? Yeah. Is it their loss? Yeah. Am I excited for the future? Oh yeah. And so he did that. That was super cool. But this has been on ESPN. I've heard it being on radio shows, people talking about it. Howard Stern has, for the past 2 months, has been going off on one of his producers who hasn't changed his sheets in a year. So I dropped one off at the Howard Stern show. I'm trying to get them to talk about that. That'd be fantastic. Howard would go off on it. But the product is real. It's great. We'll be up for sale again in early January. If you have any big inquiries, bulk orders, summer camps, elderly homes, temporary living situations, truck drivers. There's 600,000 truck drivers that sleep in their cab, for 60 days on end. Instant satisfaction for a universal problem. And I'm very excited about the future, and I'm very excited today that you guys actually firsthand, qualified people got to see it.
Qualified. I like that we're more qualified than the Sharks. Nice.
Yes, you guys are real people, just like everybody else that would use the product, and it is beyond. It's taken me very long to get to this point. As you can see, it is waterproof. It is super soft, as they said. So Martha Stewart was not wrong. The Sharks were. And then we did the poke test. That was really, I flew 6 hours strictly for the poke, pretty much for the poke test.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty much the only ridicule we were getting. And because the poke test, determines the quality of the product.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know how she did it. We're not going to come to any conclusions, but we did it ourselves. And I'm happy to say and happy to see all you guys concur that you cannot poke through it, and that it is extremely soft, and it is 100% waterproof. If there's any accidents, whether old or young or anything in between, this is a great product for anyone that sleeps on a mattress. Anyone. If you sleep on a mattress, boom, this is the future of your mattress. We hope to be, a worldwide name very soon because we think it's practical. We think it's going to be a life changer. It's one of those.
There it is.
Love it. And you know what I just realized? It's Jets colors.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
JET.
there it is.
Jets. All right, sweet. So you did mention that, there are people that might have other inquiries. How do the people get a hold of you?
Great. So you could go on our website. I don't know if we're getting kicked off.
No, keep going.
You could go on the website at freshsheet.com. You can enter in your email. There's a few ways. There's press inquiries, there's contact inquiries, and there's info inquiries. So info@freshsheet.com, or who cares? Email me directly. I don't mind. It's Maxwell@freshsheet.com. Nothing too crazy or complicated. Whether it's helping out, whether it's any comments, and if you could tell me something I've never heard before, that's also brilliant. I'll take full consideration. But big orders, big inquiries, or anything like that, feel free to reach out. We sell one by one also. And we are beyond excited for the future of the product. At this point, it's in my blood.
Yeah,
There we go.
Well, thank you so much for coming. And one more time, where can the people follow you on social media?
Great. So at freshsheet.com, you go to freshsheet.com. It has all the social medias at the bottom, but it's going to be at AFRESHEET. That's on Facebook. That's on all Pinterest. That's on all the social medias. And if you like me. My Twitter handle is going to be Maxwell H. Cohen.
I'll follow you, don't worry.
Yeah, you can follow me if you want to retweet me or things like that. But you follow me on Facebook, same thing. And if you want my Insta, I have a fun Insta.
Just throw it out there.
Yeah,
man.
so it's Maxwell, but obviously Maxwell has been taken, so it's spelled funky, just like a fresh sheet. It's MACSWELLL. And so you get to see, you'll see on my profile, inventor and founder of a fresh sheet, #I love dogs.
There it is. You love dogs.
I love dogs. What can I say?
Well, thank you. You're the best. I'm very happy.
Appreciate it,
I'm
guys.
very happy you came. I really am. All right, Zoe, where can we find you?
You can find me at Zoe Said What. That's ZoeSaidWHAT on Instagram and Twitter, and I am Zoe Hewitt. Woo!
You can follow me at
Got
Billy
it.
Camshaft, Twitter and Instagram, Stef Z.
And you guys can find me, Stef Z, at IAMSTEFZ on all media platforms, social. That one. All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks all.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.